You all may be seated. Yes. Habarigani. And Jema Asante, welcome to this afternoon's graduation ceremony for the graduating class of 2005. We are going to begin with libations with Baba Nze. Where's Baba Nze at? Y'all here recording? I can't see anything. Would everyone please turn their cell phones off?
Mami Mani, is it all right if I do this? Asante Sana. Jambo, everybody. We come to pour libation to invite our ancestors, to invite the spirits of the ancestors to come and join us in our celebration of the accomplishments of the class of 2005. We call them to make sure everything is all right, as the young folks say. We begin by recognizing that which has no characteristics, has no attributes, and therefore has no name. We are aware of it because we exist. To that we say, Ashe. Can you all hear me from here? Well, strain your ears because I know you have the ability to hear in silence. We know that nature, as they are called in ancient Kemet, manifests in duality. We recognize that nature manifests in duality, male, female, hot, cold, wet, dry, for everything that exists in the universe, its opposite exists. To those in terms of humanity, we say, Sa. To those ancestors who first brought forth the idea of family, of education, of traditions, we say, Sa. To the great ancestors who built the great learning centers in ancient Kemet, the Great Learning Center at Saqqara, the Grand Lodge at Luxor, Ipet Isut, and all the repositories of learning along the Nile. We say Insa. For those ancestors who built the first learning centers in Africa, at Great Zimbabwe, at Jene, at Gao, the great University of Sankore at Timbuktu, we say Insa. To those Africans who built the first university in Europe, the University of Salamanca in Spain, the great Moors who taught the Europeans astronomy, who taught them architecture, sciences, chemistry, we say, Insa. To those ancestors who came across the waters, keeping the traditions in their spirits, those who spoke various languages but kept the culture, we say, Insa. To those ancestors who risked their lives to learn how to read during the period of enslavement, we say Insa. To those ancestors who built the first schools, many of whom we're not familiar with, but those of whom we are, such as Mary McLeod Bethune, such as Booker T. Washington, many ancestors, Nana Ellen Burroughs, Benjamin Mays, we say Insa. To those ancestors in our own community, within your family line, who maintain the traditions, who keep the knowledge, who maintain your family heritage. Call them out as we pour the libation. Baba Rashidi, we say Insa. Baba Nkomo, we say Insa. Baba Zamti, Baba Anwar Pasha, Baba Cliff Watson. And to those ancestors yet to be born, waiting in the wings, those for whom we leave this institution, we say Insa. And as we leave the ceremony, we beseech those ancestors to not take any of us with them. We say Insa. 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 Insa.
Habarigani. Habarigani. And Jay Masante, would you please stand and join me in the singing of the Black National Anthem. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the darkness has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the resurrection brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Asante Sana. I'd like to ask our graduates to turn and face our community.
We are African people. We will live in humanity, glory, and sufferings of our ancestors, and honor the struggle of our elders. We will strive to renew values and lives to our people. We will have peace and harmony among us. We will be loving, sharing, and creative. We will work, study, and listen so we may learn, learn so we may teach. We will cultivate self-reliance. We will struggle to resurrect and unify our homeland. We will raise many children for our nation. We will have discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. We will live as models by a new direction for our people. We will be free and self-determining. We are African people. Together, we will win.
Again, I want to welcome you to this, our 10th commencement exercises for the DuBois Preparatory Academy. I am very pleased and honored to introduce our salutatorian for the class of 2005. Most people would say that she's so quiet and refined, but underneath that stillness and quietness is a very powerful, powerful young woman. She has stepped up this year and led the sisterhood. She has actively participated in student leadership. She has handled her business in the classroom, and we are really proud of her. Please join me in welcoming our salutatorian, Sister Rebecca Aramo.
Before I begin, I would like to ask my elders' permission to speak. Asante. Habarigani. I stand before you today in the spirit of welcoming. On behalf of the class of 2005, I'd like to start by welcoming all who have come today to take out the time to celebrate this time with the class of 2005. A time when we stand before a closed door with the rest of our lives waiting on the other side, just waiting to be opened. The best is yet to come. Welcome our ancestors, now that we've poured libations. Welcome grandparents, great-grandparents, and hopefully great-great-grandparents. Welcome mamas and babas. To the next role you will play in your child's life. Welcome aunts and uncles, those who have helped to raise the new nation, who have helped to raise the new leaders and nation builders. Welcome brothers and sisters of the graduates. I would also like to extend greetings to the board members and the school leadership seated on the stage. You are part of our journey to the future. Welcome all family, all friends, all family, friends, all friends of family. Thank you for your support. Welcome alumni who have come to see the class of 2005 move forward. Welcome guests, for you are here for the same reason we are. Thank you. Welcome Reverend Wendell Anthony. May we gain knowledge from your wisdom. Welcome Walimu. You are the torch that continues to light the path. You hold the vision of the day after tomorrow. I'd like to embrace the presence of students from K through 8. You are needed, for you are the new beginning. Welcome new 9th graders. Your work starts here, and there's very little time to play. Welcome new 10th graders. Keep working harder. New 11th graders, you already know where you're headed. And yes, new rising seniors, you're next. We are ready to pass the torch. And now, for the class of 2005, your future starts here. Welcome. I would like to thank the Lord for this day. I would like to thank all of the Walimu who have taught me between my first and last years here at the prep school at the Shule. And thank you again on behalf of my fellow graduates and those who know what I mean when I say first year. Mwalimu, please stand. Let us give them a round of applause. Asante. I'd also like to thank my parents for their support on my educational journey, Mama Sigawide and Baba Aramo. Thank you students at Aisha, Shule, W.E.B. DuBois Academy for becoming my friends. Thank you, my guardians, Danita, John, Kalilia, Sharon. Thank you, Gloria, for your time. Thank you, Dina, my sister, for being there for me and helping me when I need, in times that I need it. Thank you all for making my journey joy-filled. And finally, last, but most definitely, not least, thank you, Aziza. Without you, I don't know what kind of student I would be. All the times you let me come over your house and use the computer, I promise I'll stop. And the times when I would come over just because I was a bit bored and hungry, you are why I continue. Thanks a million for making it all happen. I love you. All of you are our tomorrow.
Asante Sana, Rebecca. Don't our graduates look lovely? Don't they look beautiful? It's been a long journey for them, and I know they're excited to be at this day. At this time, it gives me great honor and privilege to introduce my first teacher, our founder and director, our leader, our visionary, our inspiration, sometimes our whip cracker. A few weeks ago, I was talking to one of our alumni, and he told me that he came to the realization, he said that we've had all these studies about our people and about our ancestors and leaders making sacrifices for us and standing on the front line for us. And he said, it hit me, and he said it hit me like a brick, that for all the students who come through the Shule, for all the lives that she touches, because this work is her life, that Mama Imani is literally dying for us, for each and every one of us who walk through her classroom, who walk through her office, who sit down and talk to her. And it struck me that when we make a commitment to our people, when we say that this is what we're going to do something good for our people, that I can think of no better example of what that means than Mama Imani Humphrey.
Asante Sana, that's too much for me. But this is your day, graduates of 05, so I'm not going to make a long speech to you. You have speeches coming. I just want to greet you and send you off. I want to remind you that you are young, gifted, and black. Young, you have your whole life before you. You can make decisions on what you're going to do, where you want to take your next step, how you want to treat your fellow persons, how you want to honor your parents, how you want to serve your Creator. You have some very important decisions to make, and I think that you are pretty well equipped to make them. Take your time, though, and think. I want to leave you with 3 thoughts. Well, 3 challenges, actually. The thought belongs to Dr. W.E.B. DuBois. I am satisfied that you know who he is and what he did and why we named our school after him. But he addressed some graduates at Atlanta University once. And in that address, he said to them that you need to practice 3 things in your life: to dream, to plan, and to do. Dreaming is good, but it can't stop there. If you just dream, you don't do anything. So if you have a dream, take your dream and make a plan for it. And then, as they say, you work the plan. That's the do part. You have to do something. You can't just dream, you can't just plan. Can't stop there. You have to do something. Mama Hasina just reminded you that we say, do something good for your people. I love you. Some of you I've known almost all your lives. And some of you I've known a short time, but you're all very special to me and to the school. And so we never say goodbye to you. You're welcome back any day, any time. I'm here today because of Courtney. When Courtney was in the 8th grade, I told her it was time for me to retire. And she said, you can't retire, Mommy Money, until I graduate. So now I've got some other people coming out of 8th grade who are telling me the same thing. But Courtney, thank you. I enjoyed these 4 years with you. And it's all been very special. Do something good for your people. Sante Sana.
We forgot to give you all some Kleenex there. Mommy Money gave me a great lead-in to introducing our valedictorian. Our valedictorian joins a rare cadre of students who have had their entire educational experience at Aisha Shule DuBois Academy. And like her predecessors, she exemplifies what we believe a DuBois Prep scholar should be. She is at the top of her class, not just at the top of her class, she's at the top of the school academically. She has, without hesitation, represented the school whenever called on. Last year, she spoke on behalf of not only our school, but the entire school choice movement before the state legislature, because Mommy Money called, and she said, okay, I'll go. When Courtney was in the 9th grade, she told me, we were talking about college and stuff, and she said, I don't need to talk about that. I already know what I'm going to do. I said, oh. She said, I'm going to be valedictorian of my class. I'm going to go to Howard University. I'm going to win a few scholarships, which she has. I'm going to graduate with honors from Howard University, and then I'm going to Harvard Law School. I said, okay. Your plan is in place, and she has stuck to that plan, so much so that she only applied to 2 schools, Howard University, and because I insisted, she applied to my alma mater, Hampton University. And she was accepted to both, but of course she chose to go to Howard because that was her choice. And she called me a couple of weeks ago from Howard to tell me, I've registered for my classes, I'm ready to go, I have my schedule, I know what classes I'm taking, I know how many hours, I'm getting my books, I'm ready to go. This is what it means to be a scholar. To make a plan, to stick with your plan, and to say, I'm ready, here I go. Courtney, we love you. And our journey has been very, very interesting. Courtney is our reigning queen of drama. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. All your fellow drama queens will tell you that you need that energy to get you through life because it gives you fearlessness, and it gives you perseverance, and it gives you confidence. Please join me in welcoming our valedictorian, Courtney Brazier-Bailey.
Before I start, I would like to ask my elders permission to speak. And I would like to greet our panel, Mama Malkia, Mama Inamoy, Mama Imani, our board of directors, all of our walimu, and our esteemed speaker, my personal pastor, Reverend Wendell Anthony. It is an honor and a privilege to come before you and speak today. It has truly been a long journey for me, and I have experienced many ups and downs, and I have made it this far only by the grace of God and a few of his wonderful angels that I would like to thank today. First of all, I would like to dedicate this speech to my great-grandmother, Helen Cornelius. Thank you for your continuous love, your kind words, and your wisdom. It is because of you I am what I am today. Thank you. Thank you to my grandmother, Joyce and Canterbury, for all of your continuous support and always being there for me and telling all your friends about me. And thank you to my mother for being my everything, for involving me in every activity imaginable and giving me the privilege of never having to catch the bus, for cooking for me and making my lunches for me past the 10th grade, and for reading to me in the womb, preparing my developing mind for scholarship. Thank you for everything. To my best friend. There was a time in my life when the person that I needed the most turned their back on me. It was at that time that you comforted me and supplied me with what I needed to overcome that. Thank you. Oh, God. You can never truly know how much your friendship means to me. I also want to thank all of my family and friends for coming out and supporting me. I want to thank my friend Ward for coming all the way from Holly. And I have to recognize Milana and Brandon for starting with me from the beginning, and Milana especially for making it through with me the whole time. And I want to thank my friends, Diamond, Shari, Alicia Mahogany, and now Couture for being there for me through the craziest times. To my class, we have been through a lot together. We have started out as 15 very different people and became one united front. We have learned so much in this class called life. This class has no syllabus, so you don't know ahead of time when assignments are due. There are pop quizzes every day, and no matter how much you study, experience is the only way to learn. So here we are at our midterm exams, because this is not the end yet. It is a multiple choice exam, and there is only one question. Which one are you going to choose? I know it sounds simple, but don't let it fool you. Life is about choices, good and bad. Learn from your mistakes. So, class of 2005, I challenge you to make the right choice. To the upcoming seniors, you have a great torch to carry. Allow its light to show the world what strong African scholars are made of. And to my teachers, thank you, Mama Easter, for giving me a foundation of scholarship. Thank you, Mama Titi Lyle, for teaching me the fundamentals of English and building the muscles in my hand from writing so much. Thank you, Mama Rhonda, for your sweet words and giving me my transcripts when I needed them. It's because of you I'm in college now. Thank you. Thank you, Mama Maimuna, for giving me my dramatic inspiration. And behalf of, on the class of 2005, we have to thank Bobby Drees for always taking us to get the pizza. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Mama Hasina, for letting me hang out in your office when I didn't feel like going to class at that time, although you did send me off to class. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being there when I call you while I'm away out of town to tell you that I registered for my classes. Thank you, Mama Ailua, for all of your hard work and tireless efforts at making us who we are. Thank you so much for doing everything that you do for us. Thank you for caring for us so much. And on behalf of my class, I know that they can agree with me when I say that you mean so much to us. Thank you. Thank you, Mama Imani, for this institution and for working so hard to ensure all of these children that we have a future. Thank you for giving us our education and for giving us a place where we can be ourselves and learn about ourselves. I vow to never forget where I come from and to always know where I'm going. Peace.
Before we have the introduction of our keynote speaker, I'm going to ask our drummers to give us a little energy and do a drum talk for us in tribute to our graduates as they begin to step out into the world.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. This rhythm we're about to do is called Dun Dun Ba. Can you say that? And it's dedicated to our graduates. Dun Dun Ba is the male dance of strength. I'm sure after teaching at the Shule 1 year, I've seen some brothers who have some strength, and I've seen sisters who have strength too. It goes in both ways. Your fellow students right here are about to present it to you. It's their first time playing it today. My first time hearing it. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that the 2005 graduates enjoy it. And I want you to clap your hands, pat your feet, and do one chant with me before we get started. This is dedicated to you.
You know what they say? What happened to the mic? Did it go off? We lost the microphone. Hello? Can you hear me? The microphone went off. Can you hear me? Okay, we're having some technical difficulties. So I'm going to yell. Is it plugged in?
Is the other one working?
It's not connected to the speakers. Okay. It's on. Hey, you come help me? Okay. Okay, I'm going to yell, use my big teaching voice. You guys understand? Let's give the drummer some. Okay, we're back. And saved my voice. Oh, are we back? Yes? Okay. Asante Sana. So we have to raise our energy and always celebrate. I'm gonna keep yelling about his feet. And always celebrate the essence of our culture. And our drums are so very important. Our drums are so very important. Not to think of a more appropriate rhythm for them to play as we prepare for our keynote address. So, are we have microphone? Testing? Testing, okay. Is it working? Sounds like. Testing, okay, I think we have it. I think we're working, okay. I'm so very fortunate in my life to have strong women who have been my teachers and my advisors and my wisdom, who've always said, you know, when I need to reel it back or when I need to push it forward. And I have no problem telling people that I come from a matriarchal line of strong African women. And that people say, yes, okay, everybody understands, as we call them in our family, that the sisters are the head of the family. And I'm so fortunate to have not only my mother, but my aunt in my life, and to have them as examples of what African women should be, what warriors should be, what people who are on the front line for our people should be. And so I'm also very proud and very honored to introduce our Queen Mother, my auntie, Mama Malkia Brantua.
Asante sana to my beautiful niece Asina. This is a very emotional time, I think, for all of us. So I'm going to try to get through the task that has been given to me, which is a rare and special honor. Good morning, honored guests. Good morning, Aisha, Shule, W.E.B, DuBois, Prep Board of Directors. Good morning, parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles and nieces and nephews and cousins and friends. Good morning, Shule staff and supporters. And a very special, lasting, real good morning to our handsomely gowned graduates of 2005. We have an old spiritual that says in that great getting up morning, hallelujah. That's today. I've been given an awesome task of introducing our speaker. That, in and of itself, could be a graduation address because he's done so much for so many. And I cannot give an introduction like he gave President Bill Clinton a few years ago. I won't even try. So, I can say from East St. Louis to Central High, to Mary Grove, to Wayne State, to Seminary, to Fellowship Chapel, a giant grew in spirit, education, and social work. He is also an international emissary. He has been installed as chief in Akota-Tier, Cape Coast, Ghana. He never talks about that. He has airlifted survival supplies to Angola when children were maimed by mines. He has airlifted vans and blankets and food and supplies during the Rwanda crisis. We also have an 9-year-old health clinic in Ghana, West Africa, where the church supports and serves more than 8,000 patients a year with free testing, free examination, and free medication. That's just the tip of the iceberg of his international involvement. But here at home, he has been president of the NAACP for more than 12 years. He is currently chairman for the interim committee to help restructure the newly soon-to-be elected, hallelujah, Board of Education. He is also co-chair of Fair Banking. There's so much more to tell, but being the visionary he has always been, his greatest feat thus far was when he cut the ribbon with Mayor Kirkpatrick to our new African village on Outer Drive just 2 Sundays ago. Now remember, I said African village, okay? And you, our youth who are graduating today, have your own place in this village too. He's devoted to our children succeeding as he advocates for children anywhere and everywhere. The proof being that he is a proud father of 2 beautiful, accomplished daughters. I want you, graduates, to listen to his words of wisdom. They will take you far and help you too to also become visionaries. I give you a man who has stood with giants worldwide, President of Angola, Pacavera, President of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, President of the United States, Bill Clinton, past Secretary of State Colin Powell, delegate to the United Nations and past Mayor of Atlanta, Georgia, Andrew Young, Reverend Jackson, who is everywhere and anywhere, past directors of the NAACP, Ben Chavis, Kwesi Mfume, Julian Bond, and countless others. A giant among men, a visionary, an activist and advocate, a spiritual leader, a lover of education, and above all, a true friend. Please stand on your feet and give a very warm, warm welcome for my spiritual guide and yours, the Right Reverend Wendell Anthony.
We need you. We need you. We need you need you bad. Need you to give back to those left behind you. Need you to use your mind instead of your gun. Need you to think before you act. Need you to act like you've been doing some thinking. We need you bad. Need you to love us like your ancestors loved you. Need you to ignore the hype and to embrace the right. Need you to be more principled than you are patriotic. Need you like fish need deep water in order to survive. Need you like birds need sky in order to fly through the air. Need you, we need you bad. Need you to remember where you came from. Need you like newborn babies need parents ready to raise them up. Need you like grandmamas need to say, that's my baby and I feel proud. Need you like music needs rhythm to get you to move. Need you like Luther needs you to say a woo to get you to stand up. We need you, we need you, we need you, we need you bad. Good afternoon to the 2005 class of the W.E.B. DuBois Preparatory Academy. The ancestors have already been called, but being respectful and being a grandmama's boy, I certainly ask all my mothers and fathers for permission to say something to you that someone may be lifted up on this day. Thank you. The graduation words have already been given. I am just now privileged to add something else to what has already been articulated by the students and by Hasina and Imani and all those who have come before me, the drummers who have spoken to you from time immemorial. As I listen, and I thank Mpya Brantuo so much for that very tender and warm and personal and spirit-filled introduction. It is I who should be really introducing Mpya, for she is a woman that is second to none. She has lifted up and given her life not only to children, but she's given her life as our executive director of our clinic in Ghana as we sit here today. She has left America, as you know, comes back and forth, got a summer house, winter house, spring house on the Atlantic Ocean. We look forward to going to her house at some point in the future. And she is working and giving back so much to people who walk miles from throughout the bush to come to our healthcare clinic in Ghana to be serviced. Give Mpya a big round of applause for what she has done. Thank you, Mpya. And I want to thank Mama Imani Humphrey. I've known Imani for almost 40 years when they were over at the Alexander Crummell Center and were involved in education and in spiritual inspiration back in the days. And she and her children, her family have continued. She is certainly a God-filled woman who's been on a mission with a vision for many, many years. You cannot do this work unless you have a vision and a mission, because this work is not easy. You have highs and you have lows. But thank God that God did put something inside of her in order for her to put something inside of you and to keep that flowing. Give Mama Imani a big round of applause. And to all of the members of the board of directors and to all of the Malimu who are here, all of those who take any time to inspire our youth and our young people, God bless you. To the parents, grandparents, godparents, any parents, cousins, nieces, nephews, friends, all of those who are here today to celebrate in this historic occasion, we thank you. The reason that your parents are here today, students, with cameras, is because they want to freeze this moment in time. They want to capture this historic moment so that when they go back and they look back over the years of your life, and when you go back and look back at the years of your life, you can remember this occasion here at the Paul Robeson Theater, here at the Northwest Activity Center, here in the city of Detroit, on 6 Mile and Myers and Curtis, on this day when you graduated and you moved to the next phase of your life. Freeze it, remember it, and cherish it, because there will never, ever in your life be another day like this. This is the arrival at a certain plateau in your life. Freeze that moment, capture it, savor it, because the best is yet to come. But when you get out there and get in the real world, you'll recognize that the best you also left behind, because you don't have no bills, you don't have to do nothing but use your skills and go out and conquer the world. And we must understand that the world is not waiting for you. Let me be clear, but I came to talk to the graduates. Parents, you're going to get some of this too, but this is really for the graduates. The world is not waiting for you like the Aisha Shule school was waiting for you, or the W.E.B. DuBois Preparatory Academy was waiting for you, or Mama Imani was waiting for you, or Hasina was waiting for you, or the Malimu that you had were waiting for you. The world is not waiting for us like that. When Mama Imani said you're young and you're gifted and you're black, remember those three facts. You are young, you are gifted, and you are black. Not necessarily in that order. And so you must recognize that the world is yours, but it's not going to be given to you on a silver platter. You got to go out and take it and make it to what you want it to become. In his valedictorian speech to Rutgers University, during the graduating class of 1919, Paul Robeson wrote these words: "We of the younger generation especially must feel a sacred call to that which lies before us. I go out to do my little part in helping my untutored brother. We of this less favored race realize that our future lies chiefly in our own hands. On ourselves alone will depend the preservation of our liberties in the transmission of them in their integrity to those who will come after us. And we are struggling on, attempting to show that knowledge can be obtained under difficulties, that poverty may give place to affluence, that obscurity is not an absolute bar to distinction, and that a way is open to welfare and happiness to all who will follow the way with resolution and wisdom, that neither the old-time slavery nor continued prejudice need extinguish self-respect, crush manly ambition, or paralyze effort, that no power outside of himself can prevent man from sustaining an honorable character and a useful relation to his day and generation. We know that neither institutions nor friends can make a race stand unless it has strength in its own foundation, that races, like individuals, must stand or fall by their own merit, that to fully succeed, they must practice the virtues of self-reliance, self-respect, industry, perseverance, and economy. Paul Robeson was giving both himself and his graduating class a charge to remember those whom they would serve and whom they would succeed. For even though he had succeeded, there was still a great mass of people that required lifting and leading and loving. You too will engage and find that same opportunity. See, it's one thing in life to be successful. It's another thing in life to be significant. It's all right to be successful, but then the question becomes, are you significant? Mary McLeod Bethune, as she built the college on a trash heap in Daytona Beach, Florida, her school was built on top of a trash heap. There was no major capital campaign waged like we wage today in our own institutions. She had to dig it up and out from the very soil of indifference and pessimism that gripped many of those who never felt that they had a chance to educate or liberate themselves. She said, as she expressed her legacy to black folks, these words. She said to her class, "I leave you love. I leave you hope. I leave you the challenge of developing confidence in one another. I leave you a thirst for education. I leave you respect for the use of power. I leave you faith. I leave you racial dignity. I leave you a desire to live harmoniously with your fellow men. I leave you responsibility to our young people." Now, you might ask the question, what did Mary McLeod Bethune leave us as a legacy? Well, let me say this to you, that you are continuing that which was begun generations ago. You see, beloved, this is not only your legacy, but it is also your destiny. You have been left hope, you have been left love, and you've been given a thirst for knowledge, faith, racial dignity, and a desire to live harmoniously, and an undying responsibility to those who came before you and those who will come after you. See, it is your destiny. This was my destiny to be here today. I didn't know I was going to be here, but one of your graduates, Courtney, said years ago that my pastor, Reverend Wendell Anthony, is going to speak at my graduation. And here I am on this day in 2005 giving her a high five on her graduation on this day. You see, the destiny has already been laid out. I didn't even know it. She knew it. See, you have to claim it, you have to see it, and you got to work for it. You got to claim it, you got to see it, and you got to work for it. You got to claim the victories in your life. You got to claim Harvard and Yale and Spelman and Hampton and Michigan State and U of M or wherever you're going to go. You got to claim Florida A&M. You got to claim being that which you say you're going to be. Jeffrey Edison claimed being an attorney. That's why he's one of the best attorneys around, who not only speaks for us but speaks for all people. You got to claim that. But see, claiming it is insignificant if you don't go out and work for it. You got to work for it. You got to claim it, and then you got to believe it in your heart. And you cannot let no one or nobody stop you from that which you've already claimed in your heart. You got to go out and you got to achieve it, and you got to believe it. You see, it's all right to be excellent. It's not a bad thing to be excellent. You see, so many of our folk don't want us to be excellent. And folk who don't want you to be excellent got a problem with themselves. They don't have a problem with you. They got a problem with themselves. It's all right to be excellent. You see, it's all right to study hard, to do your math, your science, your reading, your English, your chemistry, and yes, even your Bible or your Quran or whatever good book you use. For me, I'm a Bible man. But for you, whatever book turns you on or inspires you through the power of God, use that to uplift wherever you're going. You see, we must be very clear that there is a new black middle class that has emerged within our time. Cornel West describes the middle class in Race Matters in 3 forms. He says black America has free Negroes in pre-Civil War period, educators, artisans, and shopkeepers. During the Reconstruction period, business persons and black college professors. In the years of Jim Crow laws, and prominent athletes, entertainers, and white-collar personnel after WW2. During the 60s, this period of civil rights, this group never comprised more than 5% of the total population. Today, the black middle class has jumped to well over 25% of the black population in America. The Urban Institute report that the growth of the black middle class, while it was been increasing, have both the largest black middle class and the largest black underclass. People who earn between $25,000 and $75,000 annually account for nearly 50% or 50% of black America. Yet nearly 3 million black people live in chronic poverty with incomes at or below $13,000 a year for a family of 4. The rest are somewhere in between, and a handful in the upper middle classes. Now, this expansion would not have been possible had it not been for the 1964 Civil Rights Act, the 1965 Voting Rights Act that opened the doors of economic opportunity for black folks. Title 10 was enacted, which allowed women to take part in athletic programs like men, which aided high school, college, and professional athleticism. That's how, years ago, the U.S. women's volleyball team was able to win and beat China based upon them having the Title 10 program. Prior to the 1960s, the black middle class was limited to such professions as teachers and preachers and doctors and dentists and lawyers and social workers. Bart Landry, in his book, The Black Middle Class, says by the 1970s, middle class black folks worked in no less than 65 different job areas, including accountants, engineers, sales managers, policemen, scientists, and architects. Important to note here that the group of original black middle class professionals that provided this section of black life were people who provided the services to the rejected. By that he means that a segregated society of black professionals served a captive clientele that was prohibited from receiving the same services from white providers. The original group emerged as that group of people who provided the medical, the legal, the educational, culinary, landscaping, hair care, funeral, and other basic consumer services of a black community, whose business was either not wanted or not acceptable or accessible to white society. As segregation lessened, a negative effect occurred. The negative effect was that the original group of black professionals had to share their once captive clientele with the far larger pool of white service providers. Many black folk were not able to stay in business because their customers left them to do business in the larger white society. The jobs and professions to which black folks can now gain access allowed them to engage in what Henry Louis Gates called the narrative of ascent. We have made the compound preposition up from our own, up from slavery, up from Watts, up from Harlem, up from Detroit, up from Macon, up from the Bronx. It was possible for one generation of blacks to buy homes, attend schools, enter professions, and enjoy a quality of life never before been realized, particularly by the generation that had preceded them. With this ascent class of 2005 comes also a sense of resentment. Clarence Page even wrote about it, showing that his color, impolite in the essays on race and identity, about his wife, the first black woman columnist and first editorial board member at the Chicago Tribune. In an essay from Newsweek magazine, she wrote, "I am a member of the black middle class who has it with being patted on the, who has had it with being patted on the head and being well read, and said and suggested that because I have gotten over that everything is fine and hunky-dory in our community. We need to understand that we have not been given opportunities and placed in key positions just for ourselves and to be the patsies of those who want to use us as the first one who made it. You are coming behind generations of folk who have let their blood, their sweat, and their tears, and their agony come to a point where you now can use this day to make sure that you gain everything that America and the world has to offer. You need to be clear, students of W.E.B. DuBois Academy Preparatory School, that you have attained everything that your parents and your godparents and your grandparents want for you. You've made it to this point. You have been given the mantle of leadership and of legacy. Yes, our young people are a reflection of who we are. It's indeed all right to rap, as I tell young people all over this community. It's all right to rap, but you don't have to cap on black women, calling them everything but a child of God. Everyone wants the benefit of the First Amendment. They want to be able to enjoy freedom of speech, freedom of artistic development, and so do I. That is why I respect the men and the women who died, who labored, who went to the cross, who were bitten by the dogs, jailed by the racists, hung from the trees, buried alive and burnt up on dark streets just so you could rap, tap, clap, sing, and shout. Yet all of us must pay some dues. You see, Harriet Tubman didn't conduct the Underground Railroad just so you could pump your coochie on national TV. Frederick Douglass didn't follow the North Star just so you could engage in OPP. DuBois didn't create the talented tent for you to hide your light under a basket. Nelson didn't stay in prison for 27 years just so you could be the freak of the week. We can still express ourselves creatively without denigrating ourselves collectively. If we criticize others for belittling our community, then we must constructively criticize ourselves for not lifting up the sights within our community. That's why you're going to this school. You're coming to this W.E.B. DuBois Preparatory School should mean something. You didn't come through no ordinary classroom experience. You came from a unique, specialized experience. You came from some folk that had some consciousness. You came from some folks that had a spiritual base. So when you go to Howard, when you go to U of M, when you go to Florida A&M, when you go to Hampton, when you go to UCLA or whatever school you're going to go to, and you meet students from the four corners of the world, students who seem to have certain things going on that you don't think that you had, students that had computers not only at home, but in their classroom and in their cars on the way to school. When you encounter schools and students whose mamas and daddies had everything, students who had everything going for them, and they ask you where you're from, don't you dare hold your head down. You say, I'm from the W.E.B. DuBois Preparatory School in the city of Detroit, and I'm bad, and I'm proud of it, and I'm a part of what's going to make this nation and this world even greater. You were not lifted up for you to be put down. And so when you get ready to leave here, as you will go, because many of you don't even know what the world has in store for you yet. you don't know what you're going to be. The career that you think you're going in is going to change. Most people don't even deal with the careers that they start off in. Something is going to change in your life. And let me tell you this. When you go to school, when you encounter somebody that don't want to go nowhere, you let them go there all by themselves. If they're going nowhere, don't you go there with them. If they don't want nothing, don't you be a part of that. You get some God in your head, some education in your heart, and give your life a brand new start as you begin to make your life all over again. And so you, who are now the beneficiaries of all that Harriet has done, of all that Frederick has done, of all that Nelson has done, of all that Winnie has done, of all that Paul has done, of all that the nameless ones have done, you are the living embodiment of those who dreamed about this day, but were never, ever able to capture it. You are the embodiment of the link that has now been reconnected. For this was never, ever supposed to happen. You were never supposed to be educated. You were never, ever supposed to reconnect with Africa. You were never, ever supposed to play the drums again. You were never, ever supposed to stand on stage and dare to articulate to the nation and the world that you are somebody and you are a person of God. You were never expected to articulate that you dare think that you can go to Howard or Harvard University or Yale or Spelman or any of those schools. That was never, ever supposed to happen. But that's what man said. God said something altogether different. And so as we look to the creative force of the universe, you take one thing with you, and that is that you must go and you must create. You got to create. You got to create. You got to create. Create. Just got to create. Just got to create from fire-burnt dreams into new minds of reality. Create from bombed-out values a new spiritual tradition. Create over hopelessness the willpower of faithfulness. Create from a sanitized version of non-reality an ethical system of morality. Got to create. Got to create. Got to create from broken up homes and torn down relations, fixed up families in a godly transformation. Create new insights into that which has no sight. Create right by snuffed out belief and dried up faith. Create in the middle of deserted consciousness and spiritual emptiness. Create. You got to create. You got to create. You got to create. You got to create. Create in your pain, create in your depression, create in your oppression, create in spite of your madness, create beyond your genius, create deeper than your indifference. You got to create. You got to create. You got to create. We must create. You got to create what? A new community. Pamoja to the Shinda. Together we will win. God bless you.
Wow. Let's give Reverend Anthony another hand. It's just so perfect. Things are just flowing so perfectly today. It's all in divine order. Every year before we confer the diplomas on our graduates, Mommy Imani selects a song or spoken word or a poem to give to the graduates to say, carry this with you. Remember who you are and who you came from. And so, before we get to the song, I want to ask our alumni who are here to stand. Where are you all? One, two. Asante Sana. I want to tell you that every one of them who's here are doing great things. Muklasina is teaching in the Shule. Tierra, Malika, Ali, Dina, all in college, doing extremely well, on the path to doing something great for our people. And so you all have big shoes to walk in, to follow. As in true form, Mommy always surprises me and asks me to do things, so I get to surprise some other people. We kind of have an impromptu Walimu chorus sometimes. So I'm going to ask some of the mamas to join me to sing this song to you. Mama Sumara, Mama Titilayo, Mama Jamila, Mama Nozidele. Yes. If you all would come up, please. In true divine fashion, Reverend Anthony concluded his remarks by saying, Pamoja Tutashinda, together we will win. And we sing a song that says those words, and Mami Imani wanted us to sing this song to you because she wants you to really understand that our struggle for the liberation of our people is not over yet. And I told you all the other day at your award ceremony that you are the hope of your people. And that whatever victory we're going to have is going to come from you. And so we want you to remember who you are, whose you are, and that you are all connected and in this together. So usually I ask you all to touch, join hands as you listen. Si watu At this time, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. And I'm going to bring Mama Iolua and Baba Joseph, who are our leadership team at the prep school, up to help confer our diplomas. But before they come up, I want to say a couple of things about them, because I don't think I get to say this enough. These are two of the most dynamic young people I've ever met. I don't think y'all understand how powerful they are. And people always tell me when we go out and I introduce them and they say, they're the leadership of your high school, but they're so young. It doesn't matter, because they have this wisdom that walks with them. They have this confidence and this authority that walks with them. It walks into the room with them. And they know exactly what our young people who are in high school need. They know it. They know what they need emotionally. They know what they need academically. They know what they need spiritually. But they're wise enough to know that even though they are themselves young, that their responsibility is to show our students the way, to walk by example, to be who they say they are, and to exemplify and demonstrate for our students who they can become and who they are going to be. So please join me in welcoming Mama Iolua and Baba Joseph.
Would the graduates please stand? Okay, re-practice this. You're supposed to walk that way. What are you going to do, Bob Joseph? Oh. Jamaica Fletcher. Rebecca You're supposed to sit down at the same time. That's what we practice. There is a reception following to further continue taking pictures. Brothers. Okay, let's keep moving, brothers. We will have photo opportunities in a few minutes. Asante Sana, the graduates may now be seated.
Let's give our graduates another. Before we have our benediction, just a couple of instructions. We're going to, because we want to show our graduates off, because we just think they're just so wonderful and so special. We're going to process all the way out the auditorium, out the building, and down the street to the prep school for our reception. So we're going to ask those of you who can or who want to join us in the procession. We're going to have our drummers lead us out, because we want the world to know that the DuBois Preparatory Academy has produced another class of scholars, another class of leaders, another class of movers and shakers and doers. And so we want you to join us in that. Let me present to you one more time the graduating class of 2005. Plenty of opportunities for photographs when we get down to the prep school. I'm going to ask that you allow the graduates to please exit the auditorium first. And at this time, everybody please stand for our benediction. Taifa and Mpya, New Nation, join hands, please. Gracious God, Father, Mother, Spirit, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity for these children to walk through our lives. We thank you for their parents. We thank you for the opportunity to share, to teach, to learn with them. We ask that you put your arms around them, that you shadow them with your wings of protection as they leave home and go into the world. We ask that you whisper in their ear, remind them who they are, and remind them that they are somebody, that they are someone, and that they have a family who loves them and supports them, and on whose shoulders they stand. We ask that you stand with their parents as they release their children into the world, knowing that they have prepared them and that the way has been prepared for them, because it is their destiny to do something good for their people. We ask that we leave safely, that we leave joyously, and that the world knows that our children are here, our people are here, and one day we all will truly be free, and that together we will win. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
boss said she got to see a copy of this tape now. She won't even give you a check.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to give you money. I think he won't take no money.
I get the tape is off in the school. You know, the school will make the money. That's the way I work at. I just haven't done anything. I'll do y'all first. Still rolling.
You got to like a lot.
Every time I sit down, I got so many until I got so much to do, I can't even get started. It's terrible. I'm done a couple. Okay, I'm gonna do that. So y'all don't kill
You just kicked me out your life. I see how it is. I see how it is her house every day of my life. And she don't forget about me. I'm about to graduate this year. I'm going to tell you about it and say, I got to see
How are you? So all of these are your fault? Fine, What's up? What's up? Maybe. Yeah, the dead tree is not in my shot.
1, 2. One more. Okay, the count of 3. 1.
Where's Carol? Hold your head up, Mario.
He's right here. Face the camera to the mound. Everybody to the front.
Erica.
Wait. Do we have Harold?
The good thing about video is they don't have to pose for me.
Come on, one more.
These are the paparazzi.
Yeah, really. You gonna take a picture of paparazzi?
This is paparazzi. Nah, if you in the shot, you part of the set. Everybody's part of the set.
Money. Can we get some money? Oh, thank you.
Reverend Anthony says you gotta claim it. You want some money, you gotta claim it.
Honey. What's that, Bob? That thing he does in the head.
That's right. That's right. Can y'all see Jeff in there?
No. She already got one. During the night. I'm getting very hostile. One more. I'll leave it. Come back here.
That was a good shot of Idris's head. Oh, we got a poet. We got poetry going on over here. Forget you, forgot you. Was that what it was?
Never thought about you. Give me a piece of paper and I'll write about you.
Oh, okay. I see what's. Oh, is she harassing people? She's harassing people.
Still got that same joke.
Y'all keep harassing people though. If you stop, I can come up with something new. Let me see. You're malicious with people.
It's not right.
Because it fell off.
Oh, I got single weed egg. Yeah. Ta-da.
Ain't nothing in there but cake.
Thank-
Give me a piece.
Well,
A kilo.
that's right.
Ah.
Hey, okay. Fine. Very fine. So what you think about Akila finally finishing this?
I am so pleased. And I know it's a headache that I have ahead of me.
You say,
I said the real trouble.
so it's not over. That's right, college life. That's
Yeah,
right.
we just had a little bit of taste bringing her up to 16.
Yep.
Now we got it in store.
Well, I know you up for it.
Yeah, bumbo.
Okay,
Gotta
thanks.
keep a strong fist.
That's right. A big stick.
Unless he will drive it on that.
All right. All right.
Don't play with me. You want to make you in your mouth right now, me? Let me tell you again. You want that?
How you doing, Miss Bales? T-Bales, you all right?
How you doing?
Life is a bowl of cherries.
Yes, sure.
You taking care of some serious. You don't have to pose. Are you going somewhere?
No,
This is Gabriella.
catch me on the camera.
Hey,
Check me out.
yeah,
With this bling on.
yeah, bling, right. I don't know about this guy.
Come on,
I'm trying to work with him.
Well, this is free advertisement. Understand?